Hey, what's up? Dean, Super Performance. We're at the shop today. There's a hood on it. And we're still working on Zach's car. So last night I did the upper hose, the clamps. I don't have the smaller T-bolt clamps, so I think these are ugly with the bolt sticking out like that. So I think I'm just gonna throw 2 regular hose clamps on that one, just to make it look uniform. Also got the alternator wired up. It's charging. I don't know if I did that yesterday. Yeah, I did that yesterday, but I don't remember when I did it. But anyways, but I got the hood on, and I used these bolts here for this particular hood are like the back of the oil pan for an LS. So I put some washers on them. They threaded right in nice. They're stainless. So we have all the same bolts, because on his old hood, apparently we were missing one bolt, and then whatever thread that is does not thread into this hood. The bolt is too big. And then I also got the hood pins in and the Mac valve plumbed together with the Deutsch connector. And the way I do them is one Mac valve to one. So yeah, what I was saying, sorry, interrupted, is I keep each Mac valve separate. So one side of the connector is one Mac valve. The other side of the connector is the other Mac valve. The bottoms I'll keep as a ground, and I already made the other half, started to make. So I have both grounds to an eyelet. So they're in. Now all I have to pin is the 2 output wires from the Holly, which that plug right there is the harness for the, well, that's the, yeah, you unplug that and you plug the output harness in. Holy freak. You take that cap off, you plug the damn wires in there somewhere, they're in the box. And that gives you all your 4 inputs and your 4 outputs. So I need one for a fan, which I have to get a relay, and then I'll have to run the power wires to the relay. It'll be a ground trigger on the relay. Then yeah, I'll take 2 more outputs and run them to the Mac valves, and I'll start plumbing all of those. But so yeah, it's a good thing I got the spacers, because hold on. Okay, sorry about that again. Interrupted again. But now I kind of, after that interruption, kind of jumped on, started working on stuff. So I mounted the Mac valves. The 2 front ports are plugged. This side will be our fill. So this will come from the charge pipe. And then the bottom will go down, tee off to the 2 wastegates. The charge pipe also has to tee off to the wastegates, because we're not doing CO2 or air quite yet on this controller or car, whatever. So I got them mounted in. I drilled 2 holes. These I thread from the backside, and I just thread a screw into them. It's like a M4 or whatever the thing is. But like I was saying, on the connector, I try to keep them separated. So one Mac valve to one side of the connector, top and bottom, the other one to the other side. And then on the out, the 2 bottom ones are not ground. These are 12 volt. So key on ignition 12 volt. And then the 2 outputs from the Holly go directly into the Deutsch connector, because I'm only going from there to over here. Then I don't know what the, oh, okay, so I already connected it here. I connected them together, and I ran a wire inside the car. I'll find a 12 volt ignition source inside the car that has a fuse. Then I got the other output wire gray with a yellow coming down to the relay, and I build my own relay plugs. So the little terminals, I crimp them directly onto the wire, so there's no butt connectors or nothing. Then this black comes over here, and right there it's butt connected with a heat shrink to the fan positive. So it's backwards on this fan because we're using it as a pusher. Then the blue wire from the fan, I put a terminal end, screwed it down into here. This is a good ground. Once I have to run a ground wire from the block over to the chassis, which I have it. I just, for whatever reason, didn't put it back on the car yet. I will put it back on the car. And then I kind of separated out what I need and don't need. So these here, these 3 extra wires, there's 2 inputs and 1 output. Those are spares that we're not going to be using. This input wire I'm running over to the map sensor, so I kind of strung it roughly where I'm going to go. The other input wire, I tucked it back into the car, and that's going to go to the button on the shifter, which is my old shifter, which is, you know, I already started stringing the wire through, and I'll take whichever one side of it will go to ground, the other side will go to that input wire I fed in, and that'll be his 2-step activation. And then at a later date, when he does the trans brake, that'll also be on that button as well. So it'll keep everything simple for improving later on, I guess you should say. But yeah, I don't know if I put it, that belt there, I ordered it and it showed up. Yeah, I didn't show it, and I put it on like a dummy though. I wanted to hear the car again, so of course I started the car, and it's not going to stay on because of the misalignment with the water pump being too far back. It also makes the tensioner a little too far back, so it flung the belt immediately, but it's okay. I know it's the right length belt. That's more or less what I care about. So hopefully the spacers come in and get the water pump pulled out. I know the tube for the heater core is here, so I'll have that on in the morning. Then I could start filling everything, and I think I'm going to take the steam port and I'm going to drill and tap right into the top of this, because I got to pull the charge pipe off anyways to do the boost pressure source, I guess you should say, to the bottom of the wastegates and to the MAC valves. So I gotta pull that charge pipe off. I'll do that, drill the top, get the steam port in, and I'll be ready to fill it and check it, make sure nothing crazy happens. And the way I made that idler bracket, you could see you could take all of the water pump bolts out without having to take that off, so makes it serviceable. Basically, to change the water pump, you pop the belt, pop the 2 hoses, 6 bolts, and it should come off. Other than that, for today, I think I'm done. Ended up fixing a lawnmower and going over a whole bunch of aerial projects that we have coming up, which freaking busy again. Just when I think I'm like right there, dirty, right at the edge of dirty, right at the edge of getting all caught up and not slowing down, but being able to breathe a little bit because the work is done. He shows up and we have a bunch of crap to do. So we are going to be busy for the next few months. We also have Jacob's Mustang. Those 4 boxes right there. That is upper control box, no, upper torque box mounts, lower torque box mounts, Mini tub kit. There's something else. Upper control arms, lower control shocks, anti-roll bar, which we did the Team Z upper torque box mounts, and we did it with the integrated anti-roll bar. So I haven't even opened the boxes. Really interested to see. It looks like it bolts into the upper torque box mounts. So I'm like super interested to see how that works on that car, because I think that's a freaking cool idea. If you plan on like a Foxbody or SN195, if you plan on doing like torque boxes and an anti-roll bar, it only makes sense to integrate it. It's actually cheaper on the labor side because all we're doing is bolting it together. We don't have to clean the frame and do all of that and get it up in there and make sure it's level and all this other crap. They kind of work that out. You 4 bolts and bolt in. That's what it looks like. So for now, on this video, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified of new videos, and leave me a comment. Appreciate it. Have a good day.